Oh. What better place to cool off than at the spring? Oh, well, yesterday we hit 31 degrees in London, and no doubt today it's even hotter, although I wouldn't know because here I am at the spring, and supposedly Bank Holiday Monday is going to be even hotter. I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow, but I just thought I've been out and I've been drinking. I've had a Lucozade, I've had a ginger beer, and then I've come down here, I've had a pint of Wingman, and now we're at the point where I've come back here, I've filled a load of water bottles. I've got a load of water bottles to go back. Literally, I've got 3 big ones and a load of 2 litres, I think they are. 1.5 litre, load of 1.5 litres and a few small ones. I might actually leave one here. And yeah, on the way in I found a couple of pieces of iron. I'm not entirely sure what they are. I know they're iron anyway. Very thick, curved, probably a pipe or a piece of an old boiler, or maybe a greenhouse heating cast iron pipe, something like that. I found 2 pieces. One was much bigger, so I basically put it at the side of the creek, and I filled it with some soil, taking the biggest of the stones out, and I put a tomato in it. And then I found a smaller one, smaller, more rotten piece, and I put it the other side. And there's a couple of bricks to basically put your left foot on. Loads of water here, and I've been digging here and there, just basically making it sound a bit better and giving spots. There's one further down, so you don't let them fill up with sand and gravel. You can easily put a small bottle in there, or even a cup, you know. But well, what better place to keep cool than a few hours at the spring and the creek. I've already taken the trainers and the socks off. Did actually consider getting virtually necky down to the pants, but I didn't. I've done something very similar at Keston, Seas as well, where you see me sitting up spring there, pouring water all over myself. And this is similar, only I've got the recycle bin here, I'm basically sitting on that. But it's flowing nicely, and where the partition is, where there's a fence, the partition, it cuts the spring and the stream for the lower part and the spout. And the other day I've got the rake and I cleaned the lower section. I cleaned the lower section, getting rid of the detritus and the wood and the branches, moving shingle just to let the water move more freely. It does baffle me where the deer are going to get in, or if they can actually get in, because there's so much dirt and destroyed trees and piles just mounded up. I do wonder if the deer can even get in here anymore. To be honest, they got more chance of getting in the lower end somehow. It's more open, so maybe the deer can get into that corner at night, I don't know. but I can't see them getting to the stream here because there's a 300-400 year old dead beech tree, and then the slope is just too much, and they'd have to go right along the fence, side of the road, and along it. They can't get in here. The deer cannot get in here. It's criminal what they've done to this spot and the woods. It used to be lovely. It used to be lovely sycamore woods with birch and big oaks and the occasional other tree, mountain ash and holly. But as you know, they decided about 2 weeks ago that they were going to destroy it, or almost destroy it. I don't know if I can move 20 to 40 tonnes of dirt and wood. I don't think I can. Anyway, the sun's been quite strong today and I can feel the left arm. It's a little bit sore. But yeah, put the old feet in. It's definitely deep enough to get both feet in. Woo! Oh yeah. Remember to stay hydrated. Hydrate or dihydrate. Or stay hydrated, basically. I've got a load of bottles of water here, and they're mainly for the cacti and plants at the old flat. Oh, you can feel it now, the cold starting to bite. Oh, yeah, doesn't take long. And here we go, let's see if I can get it down my shirt. It's cold, but it's not actually as cold as Keston. Not quite, it'll take a while to build up. And I already had a shower last night. I literally had a shower last night. As you can see, I'm a bit more clean shaven. I already had a shower last night. It's still too early for the evening chorus. I mean, they're having a go, but it's running down the front now. And it just sounds brilliant. It really does sound brilliant here. If you can hear me over the water, I've got no idea. It's the slope. The slope is enough to really get it going, and the gravel, there's just so much gravel and stones that it just sounds fantastic, really. Woo. so far today, or yesterday, or the other days that I've been here, nobody has had the same idea as me. Literally, no one. I've not seen a soul here, apart from a wood pigeon a couple of days ago. Just me and nature boy, the green man. You can hear the birds. If you can hear them over the water. Very warm, very blue sky. And before I came here, I literally went to St Mary's Church at Addington Village, the old church, and I think the nave, or the front of the church, is the oldest part, and it actually dates to 1086. And you take a look at that part of the church, and it's very exquisite, very, very beautiful Norman section of the church. Yeah, it's very attractive part of the church and historic. And there's a couple of mausoleums, internal mausoleums, effigy statuettes, I don't know what they are, but one of them's dated the 1500s, and who knows how old the others are, 1700s. Archbishops of Canterbury. And people that have married this person and someone, they married them. And there was a link to down in Surrey. It seemed to be that there was a link here to Surrey. Betchworth. It seemed to be that there's ancient link through marriage to Betchworth in Surrey. But the St Mary's Church at Addington Village is very, very historic. And it proves that there's been settlement here for hundreds and hundreds of years, if not 1,000 years. Because if you've got a 1086 church, there must have been something here at the time. An Iron Age pot, and even pot that's white with green glaze either side, which could be early medieval, and through to the bowl, which was 1700s, 1600s. The evidence is here that puts settlement in Addington Village back at least 1,000 years, but so far no Roman, unless I identified some of the pot that I found in the creeks as Roman. Not impossible. Some of it might be Roman, a few pieces. Not impossible. And then it will just go through the series of time as one of the places in Croydon that was constantly populated through all the ages. Incredible to think, really. And what brought them people here? The water. this right here, the water, is what brought the people here. Because older civilizations, communities, they always valued the water and the springs. They built their settlements around water and springs, and some they worshipped deities, the Romans especially. I don't know about Iron Age and after into the medieval, but they certainly used the water for sustenance. But definitely the Romans valued the water. Britons was after the Romans. Saxons, don't know whether there was any Saxons, don't really know about the Saxons in the Dark Ages, but the reason they were here was because of the water. And not only that, iron was also a factor in this locality. And about 3 weeks ago, in the small quarry by the side of the road, which has been partitioned now with fences and partitions, I found carstone, C-A-R-R-S-T-O-N-E, carstone. That coupled with finding the bloomery slag, 2 different pieces of bloomery slag. The first one, no idea where it went. I think the cleaner bloody thrown it out. Lee decided to go, yeah, I don't want to deal with it anymore. She's saying, can I throw this out, some whatever it is, pot or whatever, and I said, yeah, I've had enough of you, get rid of it. Didn't think what it was. It was a previous amount of pot that I'd found in the stream, and possibly the bloomery slag, so I'm really disappointed about that. So we've had iron working, small scale, here in the Iron Age. So they've been making iron in temporary kilns, bloomeries, grinding carstone, iron-rich sandstone plates, grinding it into a powder, filling a bloomery with charcoal, making charcoal in the area, maybe even as far as Well Wood past Kent Gateway, maybe even closer, bringing it here and then using that ground up, powdered up, or pieces, just maybe pieces of iron stone, mixing it with the charcoal and smelting iron, and that puts iron smelting way back as far as 1,000 years, at least to the Iron Age. I don't know about the Romans, but and the forge at Addington Village is only 1700s, and they have documentation putting forging and ironworking, smithing back to the 1600s, 1500s, and yet I've found all the pieces and the evidence that puts settlement and ironworking way back. Plus the 1087 church, there must have been more settlement here. But you need to remember geologically that the landscape here is ever changing, and it has been in all that time, 1,000 years more time. We have sand here and we have gravel, and it's constantly eroding and moving downhill and downhill and downhill, and it's covering all this history, it's covering all the Iron Age, it's covering the possible Roman that we don't know is here, the early medieval to late medieval. It's all been covered up, and thankfully when they did decide, the golf course, to try and destroy all this, or nearly destroy it, that it seems that the tier 2 site of archaeological interest, thankfully, is too deep for them. I mean, I may occasionally keep sifting a bit of the gravel, but I haven't found any evidence in the pile yet of more pot. I think it's much deeper. We've had 1,000 years of slump, groundwater, gravity, making the high areas lower and making the lower reaches build up. So thousands and thousands and thousands of years from now, the landscape will probably level out. I mean, not in anybody's lifetime, but it will slowly level out as the hill and the gravity, and it's amazing to think, really. Ooh, fresh. You can still hear the gravel in the stream bed behind me shifting. You can hear all the tiny little pieces of gravel jumbling around. Drinking there anyway. Got myself nice and wet again, including my glasses. But you're not going to overheat here. And I'm not even ginger, but the sun is slowly dropping. It's probably about 5 or 6 o'clock, my guess. But yeah, if only there could be more investigation. True, pure investigation into the site, and not use it as an excuse to, oh shit, we found all this history here. And, oh, does that mean we can't slowly build on it now? This needs to be protected. It needs to be a scheduled monument or something. It's not impossible. There may be a reason why they've not investigated this area. I may be wrong, but it's not impossible. There could be a reason that they've just left the site and partially tried to destroy it. Are they trying to hide something? Are they trying to hide something important historically? Who very knows? But I think it's very important that the people must know that these corners or these areas, they should be contemplated, they should be researched, and they should be protected for future generations. The word needs to get out, word by mouth, it needs to get out that these places need looking after, or keeping an eye on at least. It will slowly fill in with gravel, but I'll come back and it's not that bad. And the other day I found a pebble, bit of a reward really, in the stream bed, about that big, a brown pebble, and there was the imprint of a fossil shell in it. Oh bloody hell, cold. A tiny little brachiopod shell. There's a tiny little shell imprint in it, and it was perfection, absolute perfection, absolute perfection. Look at this wishing stone. Just found a wishing stone. We've got a little stone here with 2 bands around it. Tiny 2 little white bands around it. But yeah, I found this pebble with a brachiopod in it. It could be Spondylus spinosus, but then again, all these pebbles probably came from the Cretaceous upper or middle chalk, and then later all them fleets in the sea in the Paleocene were jumbled up and constantly until they just ended up pebbles, bigger pebbles, massive pebbles, and they ended up literally in the Paleocene Woolwich beds or the Blackheath beds or something like that. Shirley Hills, Addington Hills is made of a universe of pebbles. There is almost as many pebbles and stones in Addington and Shirley Hills than there'll be in stars in the sky in the universe. It's incredible to think that there's that many pebbles. It's mind-boggling, absolutely fucking mind-boggling, that you can go to a place where there was an ancient sea and you have as many stones there as a universe. Oh. And they're not even smoking anything. It's just the water doing this to me. Oh my god. Oh, the old big toe on the right is smarting a bit. But then I have had a bit of an issue over the years with a criminail. I've had a criminail on that right big toe, and it has been healed or semi-healed in the past, even if it's just with hormone rooting powder or orange peel, wrapping orange peel around your foot and then putting your sock on. And I found that just orange peel sort of helped to clear up the majority of a fungal infection on the foot, on the big toes, ankles. So if you've got a criminail on your foot, you could try orange peel, it might work. We're coming to about the time where the evening chorus will be starting up, and I've already put up a portrait video. You may have seen that. And now I've basically had a bit of a talk and put forward what I think about the area. And also you've got to remember that the stream bed itself, this isn't the original course of the stream bed. This stream bed has been changing and moving for thousands of years. It's not gone straight down. It's probably gone that way. It's probably been 2, maybe 3 branches making its way down the hill. I've seen a map where we've had going down and the branch making its way into that direction towards the road, towards Spout Hill. So it separated, went down through the little quarry. It's on the maps, the OS maps. Thousands of years, and the stream creek would have moved left, right, maybe even meandered, but still somehow found its way to the spout at the bottom. The spout seems to be a constant, unless that was created as well, because in the far past, did it continue further? Did the stream continue further down the hill to near the church? The valley at the bottom where Addington interchanges, or Kent Gateway, did the stream carry on down the hill to not far from where the church is, and then turn and make its way east? It's not impossible. That was then, we'll never know. And then maybe in Iton Age or even Roman times, we can't find, there doesn't seem to be any Roman evidence unless I identify the spot. Maybe they dug a big hole. It's lost, it's buried, it's meters down. Maybe the Romans just dug a big hole and lined it with rock and stone and then filled it, and then they diverted the water into that, and that's what became the spout. It's not impossible that the landscape has been altered by man. This is just conjecture, this is just a guess, but it's not impossible that in more advanced technical times, Roman times, Norman times, maybe they just built a big well and diverted all the water down into it and then filled it with a fuck ton of flint, a load of Roman rock, and then filled it with flint, who knows, and then it just drains down, and now we've got what they call the spout. Is it a flooded medieval foundation? Not impossible. Might not be, but it's another guess. It could be a flooded foundation. It seems to be a constant shape. I'm not going to go around digging for holes, but I mean, I could get a bottle probe, but not really going to be conclusive. But it could even be a flooded medieval building foundation. I did find a wall there. I found a wall when I was looking for bottles down the bottom, the other side of the spout. I literally found a section of wall, and it looked like flint, and there was brick. It was going east-west. And when I looked at OS maps outside of the lodge, there was no walls. I couldn't find any maps that showed that particular wall. So there is a wall. And I'm guessing it's 1600s, 1700s. And it was just not on maps, it was lost. It was part of history that was lost. But I've got it on Facebook. I've got a picture of this piece of wall on Facebook that I found. So it's not impossible. I mean, it might just be another section of 1600s, 1700s wall, an entrance to Addington Palace. It might not be part of a building, it might just be a retaining wall, a 16th, 1700s retaining wall on the way in to Addington Palace from the southeast corner. Oh, it is cold, but it's tolerable. Or it shouldn't be tolerable, but I am. It is rather cold. Oh, I think I might stop it there actually. And I think that'll do. Lots of talking from DJ, thoughts in the head, what could have been here and might not have been here. I went back to the spring at Lloyd Park. Literally it filled up with water for about 3 days. And then it all disappeared again. I went back and there was hardly any water in it at all. Weird. So we had 3 days of rain and hail and a little bit of rain, and then it sort of translated there, and then it disappeared again. There's virtually no water on it again. I had 6 bottles of water. It took me ages to fill 6 1.5 litre bottles of water at Lloyd Park. It took forever, literally. And because it was so horizontal, I literally had to fill one bottle with another. It was only to water the cacti or other stuff. But it's more constant here. More free flowing. Much more water here. Not as much as Keston sees as well, the head of the Ravensbourne River. I mean, this isn't far behind, but did it used to go further? Did it used to go beyond the church into the valley and then along? I mean, it would have still disappeared into the chalk because down the bottom it's chalk. So we've got blackheath beds, Thanet sand, chalk. So even if it did go further, it still would have eventually disappeared into the chalk, so maybe not. Maybe it only went as far as here. Or they moved it slightly. Like I said, how can water just disappear like that and stay disappearing and not build up? Maybe they did just build a big well or like a sump sometime, just guessing, and then fill it with a load of flint. Who knows? Anyway, I think I've done enough yakking. I definitely won't be overheating. I've got to gather all these bottles and put them in here and then take them back to the old flat. More brick that could be Victorian, it could be 1600, 1700. So I'm gonna probably end it now. I've been going a while, probably well over half an hour. If I can get up. Oh, it's a bit damp. Oh, and the old knees. Oh, but it's been good. Nice and refreshing. And if you need a refresher, I can definitely recommend coming here. Woo. And this is that lump of iron, basically. Old pipe or something. Oh, look at that. 40 minutes of me yapping. Oh. 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 Look at all that shit behind me. Look. 20 to 40 tons of destruction. I wish I could do something about it, but I just can't. Look at it all. Absolutely disgusting. Golf course should be ashamed of themselves, to be honest. Right, I'm gonna end it here, I think. Look at that beautiful section. Right, thanks for joining me. More ranting at the spring, trying to keep cool. It's going to be even hotter tomorrow, but I don't think I'll be here tomorrow. I've got to collect all these bottles of water up now and get them to the greenhouse.